Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be looking at all of the books that I would like to read in the month of April. We are going to have my book club pick included. If you guys would like to join my book club, the Fable link is down below in the description of this video, and that is where all my spoilery thoughts for that book will be. Let's get into it. In April, I am going to be focusing on reading classics. There is a slight twist to that, as it is going to be the shortest classics on my TBR according to Goodreads. I will also be adding in a graphic novel and a non-fiction pick as well. We are going to be starting with the graphic novel, and that is the only book in this video that I did not get secondhand. Kind of proud of myself for that. The graphic novel that I have here is Good Talk, a Memoir and Conversations by Mira Jacob. This was a New York Times book review, 100 Notable Books of 2019. I love the New York Times for all the lists that they put out for books. I loved the one they did of the books that define this century so far. So we are a little over a quarter of the way into this century. I love that list. They did something on Bookish social media when they did that. That's probably where I heard about this from, and looking at this formatting, this looks like it's going to be very great for me to read, because sometimes I do struggle with the formatting of graphic novels, but this looks like it's one frame. I do prefer that. Exactly. Oh, Celeste Ning. I've read one of her books. Exactly the book America Needs. It says it's a bold, is that how you say W-R-Y? An intimate graphic memoir about American identity, interracial families, and the realities that divide us. Yes, that does sound like it's going to be such an important read, because that is what I love about reading, as you can find stories you can relate to, and then stories about other people so you can learn about them as well. Books are amazing, and I love to read all different formats, but we are going to see what post 9/11 America is like in graphic novel format. I do love nonfiction graphic novels. The majority of my favorites have been nonfiction or based on true events. Now we have the book club pick. This is what everybody voted on. My pick didn't win, and they do have an audio. You can get this with your Audible subscription. I am gonna move that. I do have a movie cover here. I did get this secondhand. This is a 1985 edition, and it is A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. Now a major motion picture. It's been 30 years. One I think I will probably enjoy, as it is set in Italy, and y'all know I love Italy, and it's in Tuscany, which I haven't been to Tuscany, but I think I would literally cry, because it's one of those places that inspires me so much, and top destination I want to go to most likely. This was first published in 1908. This novel by the author of A Passage to India displays Forster's skill in contrasting British sensibilities with those of foreign cultures. As he portrays the love of a British woman for an expat living in Italy, Forster's heroine, Miss Lucy Honeychurch, is caught up in a world of social snobbery. Unable to free herself of the claustrophobic influence of her British guardian, she is encouraged to take up with a well-connected bore of a man. But in the end, Honeychurch accepts responsibility for her own life, discovering true love with a man whose sense of freedom reminds her of A Room with a View. Also, this book has been very influential in other books that I've read. I'm thinking of Still Life by, is it Sarah Winman? Is that her name? But that one, this book played a huge part on. But since I read so many books that take place in Italy, this is kind of like the grandfather of those books. Here's the book that I voted on. I have read by this author in the book club before. I got this at a little library, I'm pretty sure. Look how little it is. And that is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I did not read this in school. I think my dad read this in school. I think about John Steinbeck's works a lot. Now, East of Eden's the one I read. It wasn't a full 5-star, but I still think back to it a lot, and do think it is just very influential with my own writing and just creative process. That book was inspirational to me, or influential to me. We'll see what Of Mice and Men's about. I think it's in like 1930s Great Depression era America. They are an unlikely pair. George is small and quick and dark of face. Lenny, a man of tremendous size, has the mind of a young child, yet they have formed a family, clinging together in the face of loneliness and alienation. and I'm seeing they're laborers in California. So maybe if you like The Four Winds by Christian Hannah, this might be a book for you. But it seems like we're going to have found family, which who does not love found family? And that used to be so prominent in fantasy books, but now we are seeing, well, I mean, this has obviously been out a while, but now we're starting to see it in a lot of different genres. So I do like that. This is another book that I have the audiobook for that I got secondhand. I got it at Half Price Books. I've only been to Half Price Books once, and honestly, that's probably a good thing because I would probably go crazy there if we had one here in South Carolina, or where I live in South Carolina. This is they put the price right on it. Lotharingia by Simon Winder, because this was something that I had never heard of and I wanted to know more. So I bought the book. This is a personal history of Europe's lost country. At the heart of Western Europe lies a huge swath of land stretching from the mud and fogs of the North Sea coast down through countless market towns, ports, fortresses, and ancient cathedrals, through a massive river systems and forest, all the way to the Great Barrier of the Alps. Divided by their languages, religions, and frontiers, everyone living there shares one thing, that they are inhabitants of a lost part of Europe, Lotharingia. I might be saying that wrong, but I had never heard of that, and when I haven't heard of something, I want to know more. Especially, it seems like this might be somewhere I've been. I don't know. I've been to Munich. I don't know if Munich's going to be included in that or not, but I am always wanting to learn new bits of history and geography, and just I'm always wanting to learn something new. Those are all of the books that I am going to be focusing on in April. Those are the books that I have to complete in the month of April. But we do have Easter here at the end of the week. So if you celebrate, I hope you guys have a happy Easter. But as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. If you made it through this whole video, leave a green emoji in the comments below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! If you are familiar with my videos, you're used to seeing Sherman at the end of them. Sadly, Sherman has since passed away, but I would still like to encourage you guys to help your local shelters. Sherman was at the Darlington County Humane Society in rural South Carolina. I always have their link down below in the description if you guys would like to help them, but also help your local shelters as well. You can do that by donating, sharing posts like this one, volunteering, fostering, and adopting, which it's great to do all of those things. Great to help your community, great to help the animals in your community, and I cannot recommend it enough. All of my pets were rescues. They were strays or from animal shelters, and I love them so much, and I know how much love they can give, so knowing these pets at the shelter can equally give that much love, it's amazing. And y'all should totally take part and help out those local animal shelter pets, and please help them.